ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys Echo Base figure preview video. Now once again I have to say a huge thank you to Ryan Kirkwood for going out in person and capturing this gorgeous footage. Show Ryan some love down in the comments below, because without Ryan this series literally wouldn't be possible. Also, if you are looking to pre-order the brand new DX Luke Skywalker, either in normal or special edition flavors, he is available with toyswonderland.com. Link for that is of course down in the description below, and they do have 12-month installment plans if you are a fan of paying off your figures over time. Honestly, I didn't think this figure was going to be made. A lot of people were looking for a Return of the Jedi Luke to recreate the scene from Mandalorian Season 2. And a lot of people did say that they were patiently waiting for Hot Toys to get around to making this guy. I didn't think they were going to do him for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's said that he will be returning in Season 3, and number two, he wasn't in the show for very long at all. Granted, we are getting characters from Hot Toys that were in the show for literally 1 second, so let's just cross out the second point. The first point, though, I think is a little bit more interesting. I mean, if Hot Toys were to do a Season 3 version of Luke and he looked exactly the same, he still only used his lightsaber, black robes, etc., they could just reissue this guy, but then people would be mad about that. So far, this Mandalorian line has been stacked. I personally am very happy about that, but some collectors aren't. Do let me know down in the comments below if you'd prefer them to hold on to figures like Luke and Boba Fett sitting in the throne for their respective reappearances in later shows and seasons. I'm quite curious if anyone would rather that be the case. Now they have done some new interesting stuff here with this Luke. First of all, thank goodness the light-up saber arm actually comes with the sleeve pre-installed. One of the most challenging, frustrating, and downright annoying things about the first version of Return of the Jedi Luke was that you had to shove the full elbow joint, the thickest, widest part of the forearm, through the narrowest part of the sleeve on Luke to connect it to the elbow joint. This time the sleeve is a separate piece. It has the illusion of being a full sleeve, where at the same time it's super easy to swap out. It's a small quality of life improvement, but I for one am super glad that they've done it. You can also see that there are a couple of switch out Grogu arms here, and that's because they're saying this version of Grogu is a partially articulated figure. You will see him in just a second. It might just be my favorite Grogu to date. As for Luke, you get an array of hands, his lightsaber light up hand, and the swooshing blade effect. Plus, if you get the special edition version, you get the hologram projector piece and the Moff Gideon's light cruiser hologram. Someone said on Facebook that it looks like we're starting a hologram collection, and you're not wrong. Hot Toys seems to, when they don't have any better idea as to what to include with a Jedi or Star Wars figure, just throw in a hologram. I, for one, would love a blaster bolt deflecting effect to go on the lightsaber blade. That would look fantastic. And here we have Grogu himself. The body looks very, very similar, still a fully sculpted piece. New head though, and new interchangeable arms. I wouldn't be surprised if you could get a little bit of swivel out of them as well, just because the pegs look like normal straight pegs, so you can have either one arm up as if Luke is kneeling down talking to him, as you saw in the Hot Toys promo images, or you can have both arms up, cupping the side of Mandalorian's helmet, or once again, one arm up touching the side of Din's face. So yeah, there are a ton of options with this particular version of Grogu. Is there a thing as having too many Grogus? Because I personally don't think there is. Now this right here is an awesome inclusion. It's a completely torn up, disheveled and destroyed Dark Trooper. This is detailed to the nines. I mean, it's torn apart, it's shredded, there's wires, there's bits of metal that's been crumpled, and the paint applications are beautiful. I'm really impressed with how this guy looks. Apparently, there are 3 different modes to the light-up effects in this piece, because yeah, there are actually LEDs, and somehow Hot Toys have it powered on display here. I'm curious to see, just like with the Cyborg, if this can be wired to the mains. But with this prototype, you can very clearly see one LED inside his head there and the red translucent visor. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a little bit of refining when this piece eventually comes out, but overall, I love the way this looks. Paint applications are on point, and it looks like a crumpled mess of a Dark Trooper, just like they did in the show when Luke was finished dispatching them. He also comes with this sort of straight rod display base, so you can have him in midair. In the promo pics, they had Luke with his fist up as if he just crushed it using the Force and it was levitating behind him. I love that. I mean, I'm tempted to have Luke slashing at the Dark Troopers, having a couple more behind him, shooting at him. These pieces right here are really awesome inclusions. I am curious though, do you think that the pieces they've given Luke here are enough to call this guy a DX release? I mean, let's count them. We've got Grogu, the crumpled Dark Trooper, couple of hands, his lightsaber, and a cardboard backdrop. I personally don't necessarily see this as a DX release. I more see this as an MMS Deluxe, if that makes sense. They did throw in the Purs though, and we'll touch on that more when we get to Luke himself. But as it stands, I'm still loving the release, but it's not quite up to the DX standard for me personally. I mean, I don't mean to be one of those collectors, but back in the day when we did have another DX Luke, we got 2 figures in the one set. I know it's not the same time anymore and Hot Toys aren't the same company, but still, a couple more bits and pieces would have been a nice throw-in. Maybe even give us 2 Dark Troopers to have crumpled lying on the floor, or the other half of this poor soul, because yeah, his legs have got to be somewhere. As for the display base, it's very similar to what we've seen previously. Regular Star Wars great with Luke Skywalker in a beautiful metal nameplate. Now the outfit is similar, but not the same to the Return of the Jedi Luke. The boots are identical. They're a vinyl/leathery style material. I still hope that one day they move to a rubbery plastic with a split-cut boot design, but until that day, this works fine. Now the bit that's different is the undersuit. If you'll remember, with Return of the Jedi, he has that sort of skin-tight black jumpsuit. Here, he doesn't have that. They're all these Jedi robes, more loose-fitting, more comfortable perhaps, and a lot easier to perform lightsaber stunts in, I would imagine, could be the reason why, but it's the same material that you'd expect to see out of regular Jedi robes, just like you can see on his front tabards there. And then over the top of that, we have this big honkin' black Jedi robe. Some people were saying that no, it is the brown one, it's just the color grading, etc. But I'm pretty sure that those recent set photos that were leaked of Mark Hamill doing the motion performance of Luke on set, he was wearing a black robe. No color correction on those images, so this is accurate. And it also looks like this time Hot Toys are giving us a regular black gloved hand so we can have Luke holding the lightsaber. With the previous version, you didn't get that. You had to use the light up lightsaber arm if you wanted him to have a glove while holding the saber. Super weird that they did that, but I'm glad they're correcting it here. So if you have the original version, you can give him this Luke's black gloved hand. Now we are moving up to the head sculpt. A lot of people didn't react very positively to the way Luke looked in The Mandalorian Season 2. And either love it or hate it, Hot Toys recreated that CGI look for Luke perfectly. Where do I sit on this? Well, I love it. I never had an issue with the way Luke looked. I mean, this right here is Luke Skywalker, and I think they've captured the CGI appearance perfectly. They've nailed it here. Plus, you do have the Purs system, so the eyes can move left and right and up and down, which is a huge plus. It's something that I kind of wish they did on the original Luke Skywalker as well. Where do I rank this in terms of top Luke Skywalker head sculpts from Hot Toys? I reckon it comes in at number 2. Very, very close, but I think the crate version of Luke is still the most accurate to Mark Hamill, with this one coming in at a close second. Do let me know your ranking though down in the comments below. Overall, I'm still over the moon with this guy. Give me another Luke Skywalker any day of the week. One of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. Of course, he is after all the main character. It's called the Skywalker Saga for a reason, and this set right here does him justice. He kicked some serious Dark Trooper butt in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and I hope we see him even more in Season 3. But of course, we have to wait until next year for that, and we have to wait until next year for this as well, because it will be some time in the oven before it's ready. Now, if you are looking to pre-order Luke in either his regular or his special edition DX releases, he is available from toyswonderland.com. I have, of course, popped the link in the description below. They do have 12-month installment plans as well, if you are a fan of paying off your figures over time. Also, while you are down there, why not check out the link to 6 Scale Network, the awesome Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and of course, see what's coming up next on the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.